The things that you need to know about Wilmette if you're considering a move here is, number one, Wilmette does not follow the national real estate statistics. The market, many predictions are that the market will see more inventory. Well, Wilmette has seen less inventory. Prices are supposed to be coming down. Wilmette prices are coming up. Homes are very scarce and in demand, and with the lake being so close and limited land, will probably always be that way. Really above average in terms of demand. The other thing is the high school here, New Trier, has just had a massive renovation. The facilities are tremendous, and it's tucked away by the lake. Something else that you want to really know about Wilmette if you're considering moving here is not a real big feeling suburb. It's kind of medium in population, but feels pretty cozy for the most part. There's not a lot of national brands in the downtown area. There's a Panera, and there's an Orvis coming in, which is an outdoor company. But overall, it's beautiful restaurants that are independently owned, nice mom and pop independent coffee shops, and stores. So the other thing is that you just can't get away from with Wilmette is the lake is such a draw for people. Whether you live walking distance or not, you're not living far. And there are some serious boaters that just moved here. Some clients of mine from California, I just found a home, and they've already met and gone down to see the marina and put their names in to get a slot. There's also the sailing beach, which you can bring food, you can bring alcohol down there. If you have a boat down there, which is not that expensive, you can go and hang out there. It's a little bit different than the public beach, and of course go sailing, kayaking, paddleboarding. Just a huge draw. There's a dog beach, and there's some beautiful, $10 to $20 million homes that have private beaches down there too. A few blocks of them is all, and you can walk on those beaches. You're allowed to walk through, just can't sit on them. And there is a like a yacht club down there. It's nothing fancy, but it's a nice spot for people. They have a beautiful fire pit. If you remember, you sit down by where all the boats are, and you can see beautiful view of the temple and where the boats come in and out of the lake. The other thing with Wilmette is you can walk to just about everything, depending on the section you're in. If you're on the west side, you can walk to all kinds of schools, parks, pool, everything. On the east side, you can walk to the lake, the downtown area, things like this. And the values of the homes are fairly consistent throughout Wilmette, but will be pricier, closer to the lake. The other thing is, just had some other clients move here, and they're looking at summer camps. So the Park District in Wilmette pulls from a lot of other close by suburbs because it's so strong and so good, has so many programs. People kind of get up to speed really quickly. Some clients that's just relocated, have their kids in some camps, gonna make some friends and get things kind of established before school starts, which is a pretty typical thing, but you have to hustle up because the better, more popular ones fill up at some point. There's definitely for Wilmette, some pretty major development going on right now. There's a large luxury apartment building going in. Well, it's not that large, but good size apartment building going in close to downtown Wilmette. There's a 4,000 square foot bakery cafe that is going in. Couple new restaurants going in. One of the most highly ranked burger places in the country going in, replacing a very popular Mexican place. So there's a lot going on. Wilmette's definitely on an upswing and extremely popular, with just people looking for a place to live. The funny thing with Wilmette is people typically, seems like the guys do this more than the women, but they drag themselves out of the city. They're very intimidated. They're afraid they're going to lose their city vibe, all their fun, their nightlife. They're just afraid of, just being boring, I guess. And people were afraid of kind of losing the fun factor, getting a little older, possibly starting a family, and moving to the suburbs. So they were pleasantly surprised. Wilmette has everybody, everybody lives, most people live somewhere else before they moved here, and a lot of them, did come from the city, and so they all have, kind of that need for fun. There's some great groups where dads get together, go on campouts with kids when they're younger through the YMCA, make great friendships over the years, and a lot of great things for the moms. There's a women's club, there's all kinds of groups, and a lot of fun. So now, post-COVID, a little more interest in getting out of the city. Things aren't quite like they used to be, and with all the influx of restaurants and bars and a lot of fun stuff, it's actually pretty great. People are not as worried now. Just reach out, call, text, email, any questions about Wilmette at all. I'm definitely well versed in all the housing and anything you need here. Just call with any questions at all. So there's a lot of fun to be had in Wilmette, and if you want to go on bike rides, it's like one of the best spots around. Walking all the way down by the lake by Northwestern. You want to go on runs, there's running clubs, there's as I said, a lot of groups of bikers that go out along the lake. You can go through the forest preserves. It's just a great spot, but you're always hunkered down, no matter where you live in Wilmette, you're close to the lake, which is a buffer for traffic and people coming through. So it's always kind of on the quieter side, and peaceful. And when the trees are horrible right now, there's no leaves, but once those pop, Wilmette has tremendous amount of trees and just beauty. So the prices of the homes are going up, but it's a great spot. Wilmette has a lot of interesting people living in it, including some professional athletes have lived in Wilmette, and a lot of people associated with some of the professional sports teams have lived in Wilmette. So always kind of fun to see them about and talk a little sports sometimes. Don't forget the transportation in Wilmette is some of the best. You can take the L, which goes through the city to Wrigley Field for Cubs games, or you can take the Metro train all the way downtown or up north, wherever you're working, or up to Wisconsin. People even put their bikes on there and go up north where it's very beautiful, and then just bike back, have lunch up there. Just, fun things to do. That schools are plentiful. As far as preschools go, you want to keep in mind there's many of them. So you kind of get the one that fits your child and your personality or needs. There's some great private schools in Wilmette, and the public schools are also great. All the schools in Wilmette are ranked very highly by niche.com and other ranking sites. There's some schools, just one high school just outside of Wilmette, that if people feel like their children need a smaller environment, they have sent them there with great success, some clients. The other schools are primarily pretty big, 3,000 to 4,000 kids in the high schools, but they chop it up really well, make it smaller, have some great programs, tremendous sports, cut sports, we have to try out, non-cut sports, a lot of great social interaction with sports and theater and a lot of the programs.